Bonjour mon petit chiffle, Amber here. I have not talked about books enough on this channel. 2017 is almost over. In fact, Black Friday just passed, so I figured I would show you guys this unnecessary box of books that I got from BookOutlet during their Black Friday sale. I really don't need to buy any more books. Anyway, before we get started, I'm hoping that the quality of this video is somewhat better. I have a new camera and I'm very, very excited about it. That was a Christmas gift to myself, so hopefully things will be looking clearer and sharper in 2018. Anyway, because this box is quite large, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get right into this. I really don't remember what's in here. The first book in here is the third book of a series that I started years and years ago. I reread the first book a year or so ago. It's The Hidden by Jessica Verde, which is the third book in the Hollow series. I talked about it in the Books of the Month back when I read it, and I'll put the video up here in the little eye. I bought the third book because I don't know why I thought I bought the second book a few book hauls ago. I didn't, so I still have to order that one before I can be done with this series. The next book is the book that a movie that I love quite a lot was based off of, and it's Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. Like I just said, I love the movie. I used to watch it all the time, especially back in my Robert Pattinson phase. Also, I love Reese Witherspoon, so I think it's high time I read the book. It takes place during the Great Depression. The main character, Jacob, is studying to be a veterinarian, and both of his parents die right as he's taking his finals for his medical school, and because it's the Great Depression, he is left basically penniless. He runs away, joins the circus, yada yada, trains elephants. I love elephants. This next book, I bought it because I remember I first saw it in Barnes & Noble maybe like 6 years ago, and I really loved the premise of the story, and then I never went back for it. So I've been searching for this book based on like the very basic synopsis and the cover, and I finally found it. It's called Entwined by Heather Dixon. And if I remember correctly, it's sort of like, it kind of reminds me of like the 12 Dancing Princesses, like a retelling of that. Just when Azalea should feel that everything is before her, beautiful gowns, dashing suitors, balls filled with dancing, it's taken away. Keeper understands he's trapped too, blah blah blah. Yeah, basically it's the 12 Dancing Princesses. Every night Azalea and her 11 sisters may step through the enchanted passage in their room to dance in his silver forest, but there's a cost. The keeper likes to keep things. Azalea might not realize how tangled she is in his web until it's too late. I remember when I first read like the back of the book, the part where step through the enchanted passage in their room kind of remind me of like the stories I used to write when I was younger. I hope it's as good as I've always hyped it up to be in my head. So this book is called The Crying Rocks by Janet Taylor Leisler. First of all, this cover is really, really pretty. This book is basically about a girl who's been adopted, and I think she finds out that she is Native American. I'm not sure much more about that. This is another one with a pretty cover. It's called Beneath Wandering Stars by Ashley Cowles. This one is about a girl named Gabriella, whose brother is a soldier. He has been wounded in Afghanistan, and she now has to uphold the vow she made to him that if anything ever happened to him, she would walk the Camino de Santiago through Spain and make the pilgrimage in his name, except she has to make said trip with her brother's best friend, who it seems like is her like sort of arch nemesis. So that seems like an interesting read. I don't usually read, this seems more of a contemporary book. I don't really read contemporaries a lot, but I'm trying to expand my reach with books, especially. I think that's going to be my main goal for reading in 2018. Next book is a book I've heard The next book is a book I've heard a lot about. It is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. First of all, I love the cover. It's the texture on the cover. It's like rain. I've always seen the cover. I didn't know that it actually was textured this way. This one's is a mystery novel. I thought that was Josh Hutcherson. I'm not sure where this cut off, but I was saying this is a mystery novel set on a cruise ship where the main character is a journalist, and she seems to, according to the flap of the book, overhear a woman being overthrown off of the ship, but all the passengers and crew members have been accounted for. Therefore, I guess the rest of the story is her maybe trying to go about proving that something very wrong has happened on this boat. Next we have Within These Walls by Anaya Alburn. I have a lot of seemingly mystery or contemporary novels in here. It says, with his marriage on the rocks and his life in shambles, washed-up true crime writer Lucas Graham is desperate for a comeback. One more shot at the best-selling success he once enjoyed. His chance comes when he's promised exclusive access to death row inmate Jeffrey Holcomb, the notorious cult leader and mass murderer who's ready to break his silence after 30 years, and who contacted Lucas personally from his maximum security cell. With nothing less, oh my god. With nothing left to lose, Lucas leaves New York to live in and work from the scene of the crime, a split-level farmhouse on a gray-sanded beach in Washington state, whose foundation is steeped in the blood of Holcomb's diviners, runaways who were drawn to his message of family unity and unconditional love. There, Lucas sets out to capture the real story of the departed faithful, except that he's not alone. For Jeffrey Holcomb promised his devout eternal life, and within these walls, they're far from dead. What? I mean, it sounds really interesting. I don't remember adding this to my cart, but it sounds... Actually, I feel like if I did, it was because I was watching American Horror Story Cult at the time, so this is giving me a lot of Kai Anderson vibes. Okay, the next book also has a gorgeous cover. This is called Eat the Sky, Drink the Ocean, Stories of Imagination and Daring, edited by Kirsty Murray, Payal Dahar, and Anita Roy. I hope I pronounced that right. On the back seems to be some constellations. Oh yeah, okay, I remember this one. This story is a collection. It says, this collection of feminist fantasy and science fiction stories weaves together impossibilities, dreams, and ambitions to reimagine what girls and boys can be. Award-winning Australian and Indian authors work together and separately to create stories that bridge continents and will inspire readers to open their minds and take a fresh look at the world we know. I skipped a whole paragraph. Little Red Riding Hood is a teen who wears a protective suit and has to fend off a very human wolf. Girls and boys walking to school band together to turn the tables on catcallers. Yes. A MasterChef contestant goes time traveling to secure fresh ingredients for her famous recipes. This just sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm here for it. I just opened it, and where was it? It's like a little mini graphic novel. So this is super cute. Yeah, a lot of little graphics. This is super cute. Also, once again, the cover is really pretty. This next one has been in both my Amazon and BookOutlet cart for a really long time. Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. Charlotte Davis is in pieces. At 17, she's already lost more than most people do in a lifetime, but she's learned how to forget. The broken glass washes away the sorrow until there's nothing but calm. You don't have to think about your father in the river, your best friend who is gone forever, or your mother who has nothing left to give you. Every new scar hardens Charlie's heart just a little more, yet it still hurts so much. It hurts enough to not care anymore, which is sometimes what has to happen before you can find your way back from the edge. A deeply moving portrait of a girl in a world that owes her nothing and has taken so much, and the journey she undergoes to put herself back together. Kathleen Glasgow's debut is heartbreakingly real and unflinchingly honest. It's a story you won't be able to look away from. Okay, so swinging back into YA, the next book is a book I've heard quite a bit about on the BookTube. This is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. because you've never seen Watson and Holmes like this before. So basically, the main character is the great-great-great-granddaughter of Sherlock Holmes. And I'm assuming, oh wait, no. The main character is is related somehow, I'm assuming, to Watson? And Charlotte is the great-great-great-granddaughter of Sherlock. Sure. Love a bit of Sherlock Holmes. And I love a good story inspired by another classic. Alright, the next two go together. They're part of a series. The first book I already have, but it's in storage. And instead of going to search for it so I could reread the series, I just bought the paperback version, which was like $3. And it's Dorothy Must Die, and I also have The Yellow Brick War, which apparently is a signed first edition, so, well, hey! I am missing the one between that, though, which is The Wicked Will Rise, and then there's a fourth one, right? The End of Oz. But I read this book a bit ago. This book was featured in my very first Books of the Month video. I loved it a lot. This is it's not a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, but mainly it tells the story of what happens after Dorothy returns to Oz. Basically, Dorothy has become very evil, and the main character, Amy, somehow ends up in Oz from Kansas, very much like our girl Dorothy. And I think it was prophesied that she would defeat Dorothy. And this, like I said, is the third one in the series. So I'm very excited to start ooh, that's pretty. I'm excited to start rereading this series and finish it. Oh, did I say it was by Danielle Page? There's her signature. Okay, the next book is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. This is pretty. Also textured. This is what it looks like without the dust jacket. That's very pretty. It says Vika Andreeva can summon the snow and turn ash into gold. Nikolai Karimov can see through walls. That's creepy. And conjure bridges out of thin air. They are enchanters, the only two in Russia. And with the Ottoman Empire and the Kazakhs threatening the Tsar needs a powerful enchanter at his side. So I believe that Vika and Nikolai are basically put against each other to become the Tsar's enchanter. There are only a few left. We're almost done, guys. The next book is another one. No, this is German. The next book is Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman. It's set in Munich in the 30s. Okay, so basically the main character, Gretchen, has grown up in the National Socialist Party. Her uncle is Adolf Hitler, I guess. And basically she has completely followed everything he's ever said. Not sure when this stopped. As Gretchen investigates the very people she's always considered friends, she must decide where her loyalties lie. Will she choose the safety of her former life as a Nazi darling, or will she dare to dig up the truth, even if it could get her and Daniel killed? We know how I feel about World War II historical fiction, so I really don't feel like I need to say anything more. If the camera cut off and you missed all of that, the main character's uncle is Adolf Hitler, and she, for her whole life, she's always followed him completely, everything he's ever said, every command he's ever given, until she meets Daniel, who is a Jewish reporter, who tells her that the man who killed her father was an unknown comrade, and she has to decide whether she is going to basically stay within the safety of the Nazi party or figure out who killed her father, even if it means she and Daniel are now in danger. Also, she is finding herself falling for Daniel, so, I mean, obviously. The next book is the last book in a trilogy that I started a while ago also, and it is The Last Star by Rick Yancey, which is the final book of the Fifth Wave trilogy. And I liked the Fifth Wave. First of all, the Fifth Wave is about oh my god. Basically, aliens have invaded and they are striking in waves. The first wave cut out, was it all power? No, the first wave I think was, I don't remember all the waves. I have a review of it, so I'll like put it here so you can figure out what the waves are. Oh, I remember. The first wave cut out all power. The second wave was a plague of some sort, and there were a bunch of other waves. And then, like, the last one was basically where the aliens were infiltrating human bodies and kidnapping kids. So, and the main character Cassie had to basically break into their compound to get her little brother Sammy back. I really liked the fifth wave. I was really excited to see where it was going. I didn't love the Infinite Sea. If I recall, I didn't hate it, but like it didn't go anywhere that I expected, and that fact kind of just like dulled the story. It didn't reach its potential for me, and I wasn't going to get this book, but part of me wasn't going to let myself not finish the story. I just at least want to see how it's going to end. So, and it was a really good sale. So, also, I didn't hate the movie. It was just kind of weird to me sometimes. It's just like none of the characters fit how I picture them in my head, except maybe Chloe Grace Moretz, and it might just be because I like her as an actress. Nick, what is his last name? Was nothing like his character. I think he did a good job because he's a really good actor. Oh, I still haven't seen everything. I don't know. That's why I'm weird with book to movie adaptations. There are 3 books left, guys. I think this one's been in my cart for a long time too. The Walls Around Us by Nova Rensuma. I really like the name Nova. This is the cover. It says, on the outside, there's Violet, a dancer, days away from the life of her dreams when something threatens to expose the shocking truth of her achievement. On the inside, within the walls of Aurora Hills Juvenile Detention Center, there's Amber. It's me. Imprisoned for so long she can't imagine freedom. Well, this is rude. Tying their 2 worlds together is Oriana, who holds the key to unlocking all the girls' darkest mysteries. The Walls Around Us is a ghostly story of suspense told in 2 voices, one still living and one long dead. Am I dead? Is Amber dead? Oh, I'm upset. I'm already upset. My feelings are hurt. The next book is by an author that I've heard a lot of good things about. Actually, she was featured in my last book outlet haul because I got one of her other books. Crimson Down? Cruel Beauty? One of them. This one is Bright Smoke, Cold Fire by Rosamund Hodge. Oh, okay. It says war is coming. Death is coming. One city is left. Only the Juliet holds the key to save it. So apparently this one is a retelling of... What is the one that I have? Oh, it must be Crimson Bound. Yeah, because it's the Red Riding Hood retelling. This one is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, which I'm not sure if I knew when I purchased it. I'm quite a big Shakespeare fan, so give me a Shakespeare retelling? Yes, please. In fact, I'm still very livid and bitter that Still Star-Crossed was canceled because that was such a good show and it was such a diverse show, and I don't want to talk about it. The last book is another World War II historical fiction book, Rose Under Fire by Elizabeth Wein, the author of Black Dove, White Raven, if you've been here for a while. I read that book a while ago. It says, while ferrying an Allied fighter plane from Paris to England, American ATA pilot and amateur poet Rose Justice. I don't know why that just reminded me of Molly. You know, the American Girl doll, the movie. It reminded me of her aunt. Rose Justice is captured by the Nazis and sent to Ravensbrück, the notorious women's concentration camp. There she meets an unforgettable group of women, including a once glamorous French novelist, a resilient young Polish girl who has been used as a human guinea pig by Nazi doctors, and a female fighter pilot from the Soviet Air Force. Trapped in this bleak place under horrific circumstances, Rose finds hope in the impossible through the loyalty, bravery, and friendship of these fellow prisoners. Will hope be enough to enable Rose to endure the fate that is in store for her? Okay, so those are the 18 books that I purchased from Book Outlet for the Black Friday sale. I have no idea where they're going. But if you like this video and you'd like to see me do more book related videos, please give this a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down here so you can follow me and I'll follow you back, including my Bookstagram and the website for my bookish fandom candles. Yeah, and I'll see you very soon. Bye! Trying not to put spoilers. Trying not to, my god. Bonjour mon petit chiffle, Amber here, and 2016 is almost over, so I thought, oh my god.
2016? What? 2016 has been over.